What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. This is a message to all the inspiring Pan-Africans, all the African Americans that's just getting up and going to Africa. Listen, you can't just do that. Okay, please stop getting up and just going to Africa. Stop getting up, selling everything you have in America, and just going to Africa. Because what I'm seeing is there's a lot of people who just get up and say, "F it." I'm just gonna go to Africa. I'm gonna sell my house. I'm gonna sell my apartment. I'm gonna sell my cars. I'm gonna take my savings, and I'm gonna just go to Africa, make it happen. It's gonna work because I've been looking at YouTube and it's working for everybody else. They're making it look good on YouTube, on social media. I'm just gonna go and do that. Stop doing that. All right. Stop thinking you're gonna get up, all right, and go to Africa and be successful. Stop thinking you're gonna get up, go to Africa and find a great job. Stop doing that. All right. Stop thinking you're going to do that. And you need to know that you're going to be able to do that. The first thing you should do is take a vacation first. Because I see a lot, and this is mainly, I'm talking to the women, mainly the women. A lot of African American women are just getting up, and a lot of Caribbean women too, are just getting up and just going. Like, you don't even visit first. You just go. Or maybe you visited once, and then you just move the second go around. That's how life don't work like that. It's not that easy. You can't just do that. You have to establish yourself slowly over time. You may have to take a few visits. You have to get to know the lay of the land, get to know how local politics works, how it works socially, right? Because what happens is a lot of you guys are getting amped up and hyped up on the videos that you see, right? The curated, edited videos that you see, right? And then you say, "Oh, that looks great. It's all romanticized. Let me go and let me do that." And then you get there, you realize it's a lot harder than you expected. It's not easy. Yes, you can come here and find freedom, right? But freedom doesn't mean easy. Freedom doesn't mean simple, right? And freedom doesn't mean you're not going to have problems. When you move to any place, you're going to have a new set of problems. You need to find out what those new set of problems is, and you need to find out if you can handle those new set of problems, right? You need to see if these new set of problems that I have are worth moving to Africa and dealing with compared to the set of problems I have in America or in the Caribbean, right? You have to take your time and do your due diligence before you just get up and move to the other side of the world. Because the thing is, in Africa, as romanticized as you are about it, there are people here in Africa that's suffering under the systems that you're trying to move under, all right? It's not romanticized to the people that already live here, right? They don't have the "I need to go home because I was stolen 500 years ago, 300 years ago" situation. They ain't never left, right? And the poverty and the suffering that they have to deal with come from the people that look like them. Most of them are not aware of the puppets at the top. You see, most of us are aware of the puppets at the top that control the politicians globally, all right? It's the same white people. All right. It's the same white people that control politics globally. This world is not as big as you think it is. Right. And so we need people to be more realistic about Africa. That's why, if you notice, I don't sugarcoat nothing. Like I showed you my video of me dancing around the village. Did I try to hide the dilapidation of the community? No. Did I try to angle the camera so you couldn't see certain things? No. I want you to see it the way it is. When people email me and they talk about coming out here where I am, I let them know it's a difficult trek to get out here. All right. You may have to pack yourself up in a minivan with 13, 14 people, being highly uncomfortable for 6 hours to get out of here because there's no plane to fly out to where I am just yet. They're building the airport, but it ain't here yet. You got to understand that the reason why Africa is not developed the way you would like it to be is because the country that you live in, if you are an American, right, and all those amenities that you do have come from places like this. The reason why America is unique because the most of the world is not developed like America. That's what I need. Even Europe is not developed like. I've been all around the world, and the building and construction and the level of development is pretty much consistent. I've been to the Middle East, Europe, Asia. Everything's pretty much the same outside of America, London, right? France. But you go outside of those major cities in Europe and you'll find that the people pretty much live the same way they live here. People pretty much live off the same amount of money that they live here. In Asia, in Europe, most of Europe, most of Africa. The only difference is in America, everything is super expensive. We live in a crazy bubble where we spend a lot of money on things that the rest of the world don't spend a lot of money on because we're being robbed, right? We're being robbed. And I think what happens is a lot of African Americans, they go to these countries and they're like, damn, you can live a lot cheaper here. A lot of Europeans do the same thing. They go to like Mexico and they go to Spain and like, damn, you can live a lot cheaper here, right? But if you think about it, it's just that we live insanely expensive in America to the point where every place else seems cheap. But no, the rest of the world's living down here on this economic plane while America's up here because our corporations steal all of our money, making our lives miserable, which is the reason why we want to leave, right? But just know that it's not easy. It's going to be hard. You got to put in real work. You can't be lazy. You got to put in real work. And it's going to cost you money to establish yourself because you have to establish yourself. The main thing is to establish yourself. And understand, just because you go to Africa, and in general, the people are much nicer, much kinder, a better atmosphere, not as aggressive, you still got your scammers. You still got your pieces of shit. You still got people that's going to be jealous of you. You understand? Because most of the times you're going there with your fancy American clothes, with all of your amenities that you packed up in your bag, with all of your money that you have in your account that they don't have, that they've never seen before. There's going to be some animosity sometimes because people get jealous. Don't think they won't get jealous of you, right? And just like you go anywhere else, you got to be careful who you hang around with. You got to be careful about the people. You got to keep your circle small. Don't go to Africa thinking that you're going to make it on YouTube by being a social media star on YouTube in Ghana, right? And then think you're going to make a big social media empire in Ghana. And when it don't work out for you, then you complain and say, I'm leaving Ghana. And you make another YouTube video about, I have to leave Africa, right? Giving people a false impression that that everybody's failing. Because I see that a lot. And there's a lot of women doing that. I encourage women, honestly, I don't really encourage women to go to Africa by themselves, honestly. If you think you're going to go to Africa as a woman, you got to understand this is conservative continent, or most of the world is conservative. You as an empowered African-American woman, or you as an empowered Jamaican woman, or you as an empowered Western woman, that it doesn't operate exactly the same in Africa just yet. It ain't there yet because you got to understand Africa is still mired in colonialism. They are working their way out of a certain mindset. Now, if you come over here and you're working towards getting them out of that mindset, yeah. But don't come over here thinking that you're going to use your I am woman all powerful and it's just going to work out the way it would work out in America if you had the money in America to do so, right? Because that's why you're going to Africa, right? You understand what I'm saying? So you have to, you operate different here. Women are women in Africa. You have to operate like women, and they're not weak. Women are strong here, but they know how to be strong like a woman, though, right? You're not going to come here and be challenging a bunch of dudes. That's not going to work. There's a male-dominated, the world is male-dominated outside of America. Hell, America is male-dominated. But because of the fight of African Americans, we have provided women with the most liberation women have ever had, on the planet. Thanks to us, right? We've done that. But I've been to places where women are seen less than dogs. And that's not in Africa, though. No, that's not like that. In Afghanistan, the women were less than dogs. The women were nothing but, they were less than the couch they were sitting on. And this wasn't the Taliban. This was the regular people. We were supposedly fighting on behalf of the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. And I was like, well, shit, the damn so-called terrorists and the so-called government are damn near the same. What's the point of me being here? Right? I'm like, who am I protecting? Who's the bad guy? Because everybody's bad, right? So America gives women a unique ability to be empowered with real strength. But you still have to carve that out in certain parts of this world. There's still places in this world where that needs to be carved out. That progressive ideology needs to be, placed into the system. And if you're coming to Africa as a woman, you need to understand that has to be your lane. You have to tactically, right? Tactically make your moves, right? To get what you want, right? In a situation where you don't have as much power or influence as you normally would. I encourage couples to go. I encourage you to have a husband and go. That way you can use your husband as your avatar to get what it is you want to get done. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth of the matter. if you want to get things done, because we're just not there yet on the continent or in the world globally. Trust me, America is the safest place for a woman to be. It's the safest place for a woman to be. The worst place to be a woman is in India. That is the most dangerous place in the world. Don't go to India. Stop. Y'all African Americans, y'all Africans, stop going to India by your goddamn self. What is wrong with y'all, man? Y'all insane, right? No self-respecting person, female should ever go to India by themselves because it's fucking dangerous, okay? But listen, when you come to Africa, have a plan. You have to have a real plan. Like, you wouldn't get up and move to California and not know nobody, right? You wouldn't get up and just move to Utah if you didn't know nobody. You would have a plan, right? You would establish yourself. How you gonna make money? Don't think you're gonna come over here and just get a job and make money. No, you need to be the one creating the jobs. If you don't plan on coming over here creating jobs, honestly, at this point, it's really not for you. Because we're in the building stage. This is the building era. So if you want to escape America for the sake of just escaping, Africa may not be for you, you know? But if you want to escape America, but also you're prepared to build in Africa, then it's for you, right? Remember, when you're in the mud, you're going to get muddy. You have to be prepared for that. And understand that the amenities in Africa that's missing, that you don't have, that you would normally have in America, the reason why it's not here is because it's been exported to America, right? So don't look down on any African countries for not having the amenities that you would have in America, because many European countries don't have the amenities that you have in America, right? And if you want to buy something cheap, you make sure you buy it when it's still mud, because soon enough, Africa's not going to be mud no more, because things are happening. A lot of things, like, for instance, in Nigeria, when I first started coming here like 7 years ago, and I was out here, there was absolutely no internet. Internet? What was that? Good luck. Now I got 5G internet and I'm playing my Xbox in the house. Because towers are being built. Infrastructure is being built. Houses are popping up left and right that are better than any house that we have in America. Every one of these houses that have been built since I've built my house are better than any house in America. More solid, more stable, beautiful, right? Various different styles, more land, right? I mean, that's what I'm seeing. Roads are being developed, right? Don't listen to the people that have never been to Africa that just likes to use the same old white supremacist talking points. Well, Africa, you ain't got no road, blah, 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 blah. There are roads in Nigeria that's better than any road in America. I promise you. Man, those roads ain't everywhere, right? But they've been developed. They're being developed. And soon enough, that, you know, that development will make its way here, right? And I'm glad that I'm here before it. Because once development fully takes hold, that's when the price go up. So the early bird always gets the worm. So if you want to be the early bird, you know, come to Africa to buy land and things like that, you know, that's what you should do. But understand it's going to be hard. You know, when those Europeans crossed into the Midwest on that Oregon Trail, they knew they were going to greener pastures, but they had to pass through treacherous territory first. And most of them didn't make it. And you got to understand, there's going to be a lot of African Americans that come to Africa and don't cut it. There's going to be a lot of African Americans that come and fail, because that's just how nature works. Everybody's not going to succeed. So when you see people fail and they try to monetize their failure and make it look like everybody else failing, right? That now you're gaslighting, thinking you can't do it. You can do it, but understand that there's a possibility that you can fail. I came to Africa knowing there's a possibility that I can fail, right? This is all me. This is all my stuff right here. I failed all the way to success. I failed several times in Africa. I failed a lot. My first 2-3 years here, everything I did was failure. But those were lessons. And guess what? I have not failed in those endeavors again. I've learned. I know what to do now. And you have to be willing to fail. You have to be okay with failing and not get disheartened and say, oh, I can't do it. Oh, this is too hard. No, you got to have conviction. Have conviction, right? Have determination. Have a plan and be smart. And know what you want to do before you come over here. You have to write this thing down. Ask ChatGPT. Get into some freaking think tank circles. Watch and see what other people are doing. Explore ways that you can fail. Explore, if you were to fail, how can you handle failure? Do you have, at least, if you come to Africa, do you have your one-way ticket back home, just in case? If you have to go back to America, do you have a place to live? Right? Can you fail and land softly? You got to prepare for failure as well, so that you can be free to succeed. You understand? So before you come to Africa, have a solid plan. Have a few people that you can connect with. Don't just trust strangers. Make friends. There's an art to making friends. vet the people that you're dealing with. Don't just deal with people online because you think that's just the easy way, an easy connection into what you want to do. Take the time to vet them. If you haven't sat down and had dinner with these people, right? If you don't know their family members, if they don't have any stake in your success, you probably shouldn't deal with them, because there's plenty of people willing to take advantage of you in this world. And it doesn't matter what continent you land yourself on. If you look naive, if you can smell the naivety on you, if they can hear the naivety in your voice, they're going to try to take advantage of you, because we're all humans at the end of the day. No matter how much generally nicer people are in Africa, how more accommodating they are in Africa. You got to understand it. All right. So I just wanted to give this advice to you guys. The dudes are doing a pretty good job because we're more explorers. You know, I don't hear too many guys talking about I failed in Africa, because most dudes know that they're probably going to fail. It's a 50-50 chance. You know what I'm saying? You know, but women, y'all got to just stop hopping on the plane, going to Africa because you met some dude and y'all going to have a great life. And you're going to put all your eggs in that basket of some guy you ain't met yet. Don't do that. Do not do that. Don't trust any dude. I'm telling you. If you're a woman, don't trust no guy until they've earned that trust, until they've proven that they can be trustworthy. Doesn't matter where they come from. That's just in general. All right. Anyway, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach them. I'm out. Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach them. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.